the Arabian Desert, a place of scorching sun and endless dunes. It was here, in this unforgiving landscape, that a team of archaeologists stumbled upon an extraordinary discovery. A discovery that would challenge everything we thought we knew about the past. It all began with a faint tremor on a seismograph, a tremor that originated deep beneath the Rub' al-Khali, the empty quarter of the Arabian Peninsula. A team of archaeologists, led by the renowned Dr. Alia Al-Jabri, was dispatched to investigate. Dr. Al-Jabri was known for her meticulous approach to archaeology and her unwavering determination. She had spent years studying the ancient civilizations of the Middle East. What they found was more astonishing than anything they could have imagined. Buried beneath the sand, hidden for millennia, lay the entrance to an ancient cave. The entrance was concealed by a rockfall, probably caused by an earthquake centuries ago. The archaeologists knew that they were on the verge of something extraordinary. The Rub' al-Khali, the largest sand desert in the world, it stretches across the southern Arabian Peninsula. Temperatures here can soar to over 50 degrees Celsius. The sun beats down mercilessly, baking the sand and bleaching bones. Yet, for all its harshness, the Rub' al-Khali is a place of immense beauty. The dunes, sculpted by the wind, stretch out like a giant, rippling canvas. At night, the sky explodes in a riot of stars. Dr. Al-Jabri and her team set up camp near the cave entrance. They were a diverse group, drawn from top universities around the world. They worked tirelessly, removing the rubble that blocked the entrance to the cave. The desert wind howled around them. They knew the desert held its breath, waiting to see what they would find. Days turned into weeks as the team painstakingly cleared the entrance to the cave. Finally, after weeks of back-breaking work, the entrance was clear. Standing before them was a narrow opening leading down into the darkness. Dr. Al-Jabri, her heart pounding with excitement, was the first to enter. She switched on her headlamp and the beam of light cut through the darkness. As they ventured deeper, the passageway widened into a large cavern. In the center stood a massive stone structure covered in intricate carvings. The archaeologists stood in stunned silence, their headlamps casting flickering shadows on the walls of the cavern. The air was thick with the weight of the unknown. The structure in the center of the cavern was unlike anything they had ever seen before. It was roughly pyramidal in shape, its sides rising up to a point high above their heads. The carvings that covered its surface were both beautiful and terrifying. There were images of strange creatures, part human, part animal, their eyes wide with fear or madness. There were scenes of ritual sacrifice, the victims contorted in agony, their screams echoing silently across the millennia, and there were symbols, strange and disturbing, that defied easy interpretation.
It was Dr. Volkov who made the gruesome discovery. He had been examining a small alcove at the base of the pyramid when he noticed something strange. A pile of bones, half hidden in the shadows. He brushed away the dust and let out a gasp of horror. They were human bones, dozens of them, maybe even hundreds. The bones were arranged in a specific pattern, their positions suggesting a scene of unimaginable violence.
Dr. Al-Jabri rushed to his side, her heart sinking as she took in the scene. Section 5. A city carved in stone. News of the discovery spread like wildfire. The world watched in astonishment as images of the cave and its macabre contents were beamed around the globe.
What was the purpose of this structure? Who were the people who built it, and what had happened to them?
Dr. Al-Jabri and her team worked tirelessly, carefully documenting their findings. They took samples of the bones for analysis. They photographed the carvings, trying to decipher their meaning, and they began piecing together the story of this lost civilization.
The carvings on the pyramid provided tantalizing clues. One image in particular caught Dr. Al-Jabri's attention. It depicted a city carved into the side of a cliff face. The city was unlike anything she had ever seen before. The buildings were tall and slender, decorated with strange symbols, and in the center, a structure similar to the pyramid in the cave.
Dr. Al-Jabri couldn't shake the feeling she had seen this city before. Then it hit her, Petra, the ancient Nabatean city in Jordan. Section 6. The Riddle of the Sands. The Nabateans were a mysterious people. They emerged from the mists of history in the 4th century BC, establishing a kingdom in what is now Jordan. They were skilled traders, controlling the incense route that ran from Arabia to the Mediterranean. They were also master builders, carving their capital city, Petra, into the sheer rock face of a sandstone canyon. But by the 8th century AD, they had vanished, leaving behind only ruins and unanswered questions.
Could the civilization that built the pyramid have been the ancestors of the Nabateans? Could they have possessed the same knowledge of water management, allowing them to survive in the harsh desert environment? And could the pyramid have been some kind of elaborate tomb designed to protect the remains of their dead?
Section 7, the Hall of Whispers. The discovery of a second chamber hidden behind a false wall in the pyramid sent a fresh wave of excitement through the archaeological team. This chamber was smaller than the first, but it was no less impressive. The walls were covered in a series of murals depicting scenes from the life of a powerful king.
He was shown leading his armies into battle, presiding over religious ceremonies, and receiving tribute from conquered peoples. The murals were incredibly well preserved, their colours still vibrant after all these centuries. The artists had captured the details of clothing, weaponry, and everyday objects with astonishing realism.
But it was the faces of the people that were most striking. They were not the faces of the Nabateans, as Dr. Al-Jabri had expected. They were different, older, more alien. The king himself was depicted as a tall, imposing figure, with a long flowing beard and piercing blue eyes. He wore a crown of gold and precious stones, and his robes were adorned with intricate embroidery. In his hand he held a staff topped with a strange, glowing orb.
Dr. Al-Jabri had seen that orb before, in ancient texts describing the myths and legends of the region.
Section 8. When the earth trembled. The discovery of a third chamber located deep beneath the pyramid provided a chilling explanation for the fate of the civilization that had built it. This chamber was unlike the others. It was dark and oppressive, the air thick with the smell of death and decay. The walls were bare, save for a single inscription carved into the stone above a sealed doorway.
Dr. Al-Jabri, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement, instructed her team to carefully open the sealed doorway. As the heavy stone door swung open, a blast of stale air rushed out, carrying with it the dust of centuries. The chamber beyond was plunged in darkness. Dr. Al-Jabri cautiously stepped inside, her headlamp illuminating a scene of utter devastation. The floor was littered with the skeletal remains of hundreds, perhaps even thousands of people. They lay where they had fallen, their bones jumbled together in a chaotic mass. The walls of the chamber were cracked and broken as if shaken by a powerful earthquake.
The inscription above the doorway suddenly made sense. It spoke of a cataclysmic event, a day when the earth shook and the sky rained fire. Section 9. A legacy in dust. The discovery of the ancient cave and its horrifying secrets sent shockwaves through the world. It challenged everything we thought we knew about the past, raising more questions than it answered. Who were these people and what was their connection to the Nabateans? What was the purpose of the pyramid and what secrets did it hold and what caused the cataclysmic event that wiped out their civilization?
Dr. Al-Jabri and her team continued to study the artifacts and remains recovered from the cave, hoping to piece together the story of this lost civilization. They published their findings in scientific journals, sparking a flurry of debate and speculation among academics around the world. Some dismissed the discovery as a hoax, while others hailed it as the greatest archaeological find of the century. The discovery captured the imagination of the public, inspiring countless articles, documentaries, and fictional accounts.
Section 10. The Unwritten Chapter. The discovery of the ancient cave in the Rub al-Khali is a stark reminder that we are still piecing together the story of our past. The sands of time conceal countless secrets, waiting to be unearthed. The discovery also underscores the importance of archaeology, not just as a means of understanding the past, but also as a way of illuminating the present and shaping the future.
As Dr. Al-Jabri stood at the entrance to the cave, gazing out at the vast expanse of the desert, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The secrets of the cave had been revealed, but the story of the people who built it was far from over. Their legacy lived on, not just in the crumbling stones of their lost city, but also in the questions they raised about our place in the universe.
The desert wind howled around her as if whispering the secrets of the past. Dr. Al-Jabri listened intently, knowing that the desert had more stories to tell, more secrets to reveal. The discovery of the ancient cave was not the end of the story. It was just the beginning of a new chapter, an unwritten chapter in the ongoing saga of human history.